In the previous session, we already created our user interface for search view, but nothing was working as yet. In this video, we're going to make it work by using an awesome gem called Runsack. Runsack is easy to use and very handy in helping you to build an advanced search condition for your model. So for example, in our scenario, we want to build an advanced search system for our room model with different filters. Let's see how we can do that with Runsack. First, in our project folder, let's open gem file. And in here, we're going to add gem Runsack. Save it. Then open your terminal and run bundle. Alright, so we just installed the Runsack gem in our application. In our project folder, open F controllers, page controller. And we're going to implement our search logic inside the search action. And here's what we're going to do. First, we need to check whether the params search present, and also we need to check that param search different than blank. So this strip helper method, it just remove all the blank or empty space inside search. So this one just make sure that the param search is not blank or empty. Now if that is the case, then we're going to create a new session variable. Let's name log search. You can name it to whatever you want. And we're going to get that param search. Alright, so otherwise we just make it like blank. That's the first step we want to do. Now next step, we're going to create a new array variable. Let's say array result, right? And we got array.new. So we just create a new array variable. Now for here, we're going to check if we can find a session variable named log search, and also that session log search is not empty. Then we're going to do something. Otherwise, we do something else. Okay, so for the first thing, let's create a new variable named rooms address. And this one's going to be room.where active true. So that means we just search for the room where the active is true. And we're going to search by near, and we're going to pass session log search, and 5 order by distance. Alright, so nothing new here for you. Now otherwise, if we don't have things like that, then we're going to get all room. So basically, if someone search for a location, then we're going to get all rooms close by that location, and it's going to be 5 miles close by. Now otherwise, if people just leave it blank, then we're going to get all room which condition of active is true. Right. Now the next thing we want to do is that once we got that result, we need to use a Runsack to fill the condition. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to get a new variable named search equal rooms address, and we're going to say Runsack params q, and let's say we got rooms equal search dot result. Right, this is very important because it's come from Runsack. If you want to learn more about how Runsack is working, feel free to go to the GitHub link that I showed you before. But basically, you got to search and you got the Runsack.params. And once you got the search result, and all you need to do is just say search.result, and we're going to get all the rooms returned into this variable. Now, right now, what we need to do next is transfer all of these rooms collection into an array, and we do that by saying rooms.toArray. The reason we have to transform it into an array because in later state we're going to look through every single room, and for every single room we're going to check if that room have a reservation fall within a date range, then we're going to remove that from an array. Let's do it now. Here we're going to check if params started and params ended. That means we have started and ended. And also don't forget to check this. Oops, this one I forgot one. Right, we check empty. So make sure it's not empty by put the exclamation mark here. Alright. Now if that is the case, we do something here. And first thing we want to do is started equal date dot pass params started, and similar thing with the ended. So we got ended. Alright, so once you got the started and the ended, what you want to do is from the rooms is say each do room. So for every single room, let's get a new variable name not available, and this one equal room dot reservations dot where. Alright, so here's the tricky part I want you to pay attention on. Now we're going to search. The first condition would be question mark less than started and started less than or equal question mark, the second question mark. Or here we're going to put another condition, or the same thing with ended, or started less than question mark and actually and question mark less than ended. Right, so after that we're going to pass the started, ended, started, ended. Right, save it. Don't have this one here, so just remove. And let's say we just want to find only one record from here. Now let's say if we can find a not available record like that by checking if not available dot length greater than 0, then from our array rooms we say delete that room. Alright, now let me explain the whole thing again so you will have the big picture of what's happening here. Now, in the first place, we need to check whether the user provide location or not. The reason we're using the session variable here is to remember the location that people search for. So for the next search, they don't have to retype the location unless they search for the other location. Now, second, if we have a value for the location, then we're going to get all rooms within that or nearby a specific location. And then we're going to apply all filters that user selected. And here is what the Runsack do a great job. That's why we have all of this. Here's a Runsack pack. And I'm going to show you where the param queues come from. Now the last thing we want to check if the user searched within a date range. If that is the case, then for every single room returned from the above result, we need to check if we can find any reservation of that room falls within that time frame. If we can find at least one, then that means that room is not available, and we need to remove that from the result. That's why you can see all of this stuff here. Now back to the question, where the params queue come from. If you open f view page and search.html.erb, now remember that we have a search form here, and we got a search variable, and also we got a queue here. Right, so queue is sort of like a standard variable from Runsack. Just think about that way, so it might be easier for you to understand. So it's gonna collect all the selection, all the filter condition for you. So in the controller, all you need to do is just say .runsack params queue, and it's gonna select everything for you and filter all the condition to get the result for you. That's very handy and useful. Oh, I just realized that actually in here we don't need this else condition. The reason for that is because one, we can't find the search parameters. We can display every rooms that we have in the system. Otherwise, we can just display the session, the previous session, so that will be fine. Now, the last step is very easy. All we need to do is just to display the result. We can use the code that we done in the home page. So under f view page, open home.html.erb. Just go here and grab that one, copy it, and open the search.html.erb. Now I want it to display. So inside the form, right, say this one. So right under the form, let's make a HR and paste our code into here. Alright, but we need to change this one to array rooms. Alright, we got these array rooms from the page controller where you have this one. That's why it's come from. Okay, the other thing you want to do is just make the HR. So first, I'll just minimize these rows and create the HR between each rows. Alright, so just try to make it a bit nicer. And for this one, just make a break. Alright. Okay, so far so good. Let's open our web browser and go to the home page, and here's what we get. We got the text box for search location, we got a start date, end date, and also we got all the rooms in the system. Now let's say, for example, we search for Hawthorne. We come up with nothing. I'm pretty sure that our rooms at least had 2 or 3 rooms inside the Hawthorne's location. So what went wrong? If you open the SQLite and go to the rooms table and go to the active field, and now you can see that all the active field is false. That's why you can't see any rooms. Now for testing, we can make them all active by changing from false to true. Alright, and don't forget to click write changes. To our web browser and hit refresh. Okay, so we have 3 rooms now, which is awesome. Now let's try to do something different. Let's say, for example, kitchen and search. Now we have 2 rooms only, which is awesome. Now we're going to do another test. Let's say go back to our homepage and we search for Bow East. It's just another suburb. and click search. Alright, so you come up with another location which is the Burwood East. Now let's say if you search by date, so start date 27th of October and end date is, let's say, 30th of October, and hit search. We have nothing. Why is that? Now if you open SQLite again and go to the reservations, and now as you can see the room 1, which is the room in the Burwood East location, and we already got one reservation booked on 27th of October until 29th October. So during that time, we can't book this room. That's why when you search for the Burwood East and with a time frame, this room wasn't come up. Okay, so we almost done. Now for the testing results, you guys can play around with SQLite. So for example, if you go back to the rooms table, and you can change those value, or even for the price and the active field, and feel free to play around to see if the search function working properly, to see if the searching function working properly. Now just go back to our search page. So far we've done a hard part and everything's working perfectly. Now it would be great if we could show the Google map on, let's say for example, on the right hand side, right, with all the markers corresponding with the room's address. And we're going to do that in the next session. I'll see you then.